From Hollywood, time once again for Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. Thanks for joining us. Money TV is the program all about money and what makes it happen. Well, 2017 is going to be remembered for a lot of things, including Congress failing to repeal Obamacare, Trump's continuing war with CNN, and the sudden emergence of rocket boy Kim Jong-un in North Korea, and the year that many famous and powerful men were taken down for being sexual predators and guilty of misconduct and other similar transgressions. The list started with Harvey Weinstein and hasn't begun to stop. Andy Signore of Defy Media, Roy Price of Amazon Studios, producer Chris Savino, all fired or resigned from their high-profile jobs. Tech blogger Robert Scoble, Vox Media's Lockhart Steele, restaurateur John Besh resigned, fired, stepped down. Director James Toback, fashion photographer Terry Richardson, editor Leon Wesseltier, dropped, banned, or fired. CBS's Rick Najera, NBC's Mark Halperin, E! News' Ken Baker, dismissed, book canceled, pulled from the air, and resigned. Actor Kevin Spacey, comedian Andy Dick, publisher Hamilton Fish, projects canceled, fired from movies, resigned. Music publisher Brett Ratner, Kentucky Speaker of the House Jeff Hoover, entertainment executive David Gilad, stepping away, gave up leadership position, and resigned. Actor Ed Westwick, actor Jeffrey Tambor, art fair executive Ben Ginocchio, under LAPD investigation, leaving his show, replaced. Head of Disney's Pixar John Lasseter, TV icon Charlie Rose, Today Show's Matt Lauer, stepping away, fired, and fired. But then there's Senator Al Franken, whose photo of him groping a female reporter struck him as being funny at the time. Well, now he's not laughing, he's not resigning, he's just apologizing. Representative John Conyers, who liked to take meetings with women in his office wearing only his underwear, used taxpayer money to settle a harassment claim. Well, now he also says he has no plans to resign. Women who work in our federal government speak of a creep list, an informal list passed along secretly, consisting of the male members most notorious for inappropriate behavior. When these men are outed, why are the repercussions different for them than in the corporate world? Why are our federal elected officials who turn out to be scumballs being held to a lower standard and allowed to retain their positions of power? You know what? There's your war on women. Here's something to remember, our toll-free number, good from anywhere in the world you're watching the program, 888-259-4449 to get free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is also free, as is the call from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449. Be sure and visit us at MoneyTV.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Well, our first guest is joining us direct from Las Vegas, Nevada, Mr. Mark Bradley. Mark is the CEO of a company called Players Network. Their stock symbol is PNTV. Mark, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Don. Hope you're doing well and having a nice holiday season.
Well, Mark, you recently announced an out-of-court settlement in your litigation with Comcast. Now, before I get your comments on that, I want to play a clip from an interview you did with us about 3 years ago on this very subject. Let's look at that right now.
They tried throwing the case out of court and just saying that it was frivolous and asked the judge to dismiss it. And lo and behold, our court system is, speedy as they are. It took 9 months, but finally the judge ruled earlier this week that she did not agree to dismiss the case, but just for us to modify some of the complaints that we have in there. Because they were originally set up for state, not federal, so we had to modify them. But long and short of it is we won and beat their motion to dismiss, and now it goes on and becomes a real case, and which will eventually lead to, more than likely some type of settlement down the road.
So, Mark, you were kind of a fortune teller. You correctly predicted a settlement back then. It's got to feel pretty good to have this in your rearview mirror.
Yeah, it's been a long haul, and you can imagine, a small company like ours going up against a big company that's made up of over 150 attorneys. But yeah, it's nice to have it on a review mirror, and it worked out pretty well for us. It could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse, and we're very happy. And unfortunately, the terms are kept private. It wasn't our request, but overall, we're moving forward and ecstatic about it.
Well, how does this thing, let me do that again. How does this impact things going forward for Weed TV?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. We actually put out a release earlier this week, a full report, and I think anyone interested in the media industry as well as the marijuana industry should read it. Very extensive report, kind of monumenting the history of Players Network, the experience of the entire team we have, which is an incredible team, and how we're using that forward to launch Weed TV and also, kind of reinvent Vegas on demand and other verticals in the future. But we have amazing technology. We actually think we're going to change the way people monetize content over the internet as far as networks are created, as far as content's created, and really have a revolutionary business model. So everyone's going to have to keep an eye on us and watch the Weed TV platform as it evolves next year. It's really exciting.
Well, other big news from your company, you recently held a grand opening at your Greenleaf Farms division's 8,000 square foot cultivation facility. Tell us about that.
Well, the facility is actually 27,000 square feet. The 8,000 is our expansion, and then we have other phases to fill it out. Nevada went recreational earlier this year. It's still in the infant stage, and by mid to late March next year, this expansion is going to start creating significant revenue, probably in excess of $250,000 a month, and every month will keep growing up a little larger as it becomes perpetual, and then phase 3 and 4 are going to come in. So yeah, it's amazing, and it also is very synergistic when you understand the Weed TV platform, how the brick and mortar and the digital are going to converge together and make really a 1-2 punch for our company. We're really defining ourselves out there right now in the marketplace.
I've also noticed quite a bit of activity from your Marijuana Accelerator division, some new development and strategic partnerships.
Yeah, Marijuana Accelerator is going to come out with a lot of news. Many of these are companies that we have discovered or people have written into us to have us look at. Again, we're trying to differentiate ourselves, and if we can find a good company to help incubate them and get them to another phase, and the real goal behind Marijuana Accelerator is for us to own a little bit of lots of companies, and then the ones that we really like to excel, we can take larger steps and maybe even acquire them. So it really is a terrific mergers and acquisition platform, and Brett Pajunas, one of my directors who's leading up the Marijuana Accelerator, is doing an amazing job, and you'll see a lot of news and information coming out that he'll be putting out over between now and the end of the year and into next year.
Well, Mark, I've seen a lot of growth from the company in the time we've been covering you. As CEO, what would you say you're most excited about with the company?
We've gone through a lot of transitions. We've had to reinvent ourselves. We've dealt with a lot of rules and regulations to get the marijuana licenses. We dealt with a lot of challenges to build our technology, but the whole foundation is laid right now. So now the fun begins, which is really executing on our plan, creating larger operations, creating revenue, and we're finally here. We're finally, the fun begins, which is making money, and our shareholders are going to benefit off of that immensely, and you're going to see how well we've done with very little to no money, and now we're empowered, and it's a whole new company, and I think we're going to be one of the hottest stocks to look at next year. That's my prediction. Of course, I'm biased, but people need to do research and make up their own mind, and go to our website, playersnetwork.com, sign up for our investor alerts and our direct relationship that we're having with people, and we love to have transparency in this company.
Well, we're very happy to be reinitiating coverage of Players Network, stock symbol PNTV. With so much going on, Mark, why is this a good time right now for people to take a closer look at the company?
Well, I kind of just summed it up. I mean, the company is really going fundamental right now. This is not, there's a lot of speculation of how big the markets are going to be we're going after, but still, we're becoming a fundamental company. We're over the hump. We're over the financial hump right now, and that's what's the most exciting thing about us. So, been around a long time. We reinvented ourselves, and we have an amazing experienced management team, and I think our shareholders are going to take pride in being a part of us.
Players Network, stock symbol PNTV. Mark, extraordinarily exciting. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much, Don, and happy holidays to you and your viewers out there.
And joining the studio now are two folks I want to introduce you to. The first one, of course, is Mr. Greg Lambrecht. He's the CEO of Single Point Incorporated. Greg, always good to see you.
Well, glad to be back, Don.
And Nicole Fox, you are the founder of something called Aeon Cannabis Wellness.
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, Greg, I understand that you've got some kind of arrangement with Nicole. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, yeah, we're very excited to have Nicole kind of come aboard with Single Point. We met at the cannabis show, and of course the LA market's so big, so we would like her to bring deal flow here and introduce us to dispensaries and manufacturers, other type of cannabis businesses that we can invest in. She actually has her own company that we're looking to invest in, and maybe most importantly, as we start to get our Bitcoin cryptocurrency program out to dispensaries, she can really help us do that because she knows the LA market. So we're happy to have her aboard.
Yeah.
Well, doing a little bit of research about you, Nicole, I can basically say you are the guru of the cannabis industry in the Los Angeles area, which, congratulations, that's quite a title to have. But tell us about the overall cannabis industry in Los Angeles. I know it's getting ready to become ultra huge.
It is. It is. It's going to be the sixth largest. It's going to be the largest cannabis market in the world. Sorry, it's going to be the largest cannabis market, and I've been around for 17 years in it, and really seen it grow from just a handful of dispensaries to over 1,000 that the city is going to be regulating down to around 500, and now we're going to be starting to license the cultivators, the people that are actually growing and producing the product, and really bringing the industry together in early 2018.
Of course, governments are loving this because they're seeing nothing but revenue, revenue, revenue. Now, with the dispensaries that you have contacts with, I'm sure they're concerned about one glaring problem, that right now it's an all-cash business. And
Yes.
they can't use banks, they can't use credit cards. And so with a company like Single Point coming in with a cryptocurrency payment system, that has to be attractive to the people you know in the dispensary business.
Yes, definitely. All cash is a problem. It's a security risk. It's just a problem to how do you get it. Most of us don't have bank accounts because that's a secondary issue, but what to do with all of the cash is a big issue that's being worked on a lot of angles. And I like what Single Point is offering for that. It's very interesting.
Well, a lot of people forget the fact that even though marijuana is legal both either medically or recreationally in several states, more states now where it's not illegal, but federally it's still illegal,
Yes.
which usurps the ability to use banks. And tell us about your payment system, Greg, because I think this is just a remarkable aspect to your company.
Well, actually even going back 2.5 years ago, we were actually putting point of sale terminals in dispensaries in Washington and Colorado. We had 500 accounts and we were doing very well. The banks shut that down, and at that time we started talking about Bitcoin, but the problem back then is nobody knew about Bitcoin. Now, as you can see, Bitcoin's going through the roof. Everybody's talking about it. So we're really excited to start our program. And one thing that we're going to do a little bit differently is we're going to get the consumer adoption first. So think about the Starbucks wallet, where you have $50 worth of Starbucks on your phone, and you walk into Starbucks and you use your wallet to go ahead and buy a latte. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get everybody to download our Bitcoin cryptocurrency on their phone, and then we're going to go to the dispensaries and say, this is why you need to accept it.
So the dispensary no longer has that problem of having to hoard all of this cash, wondering what they're going to do with that cash. They have a big mattress in the back room or a big safe where there's 24-hour guard. Because you take a look at these dispensaries now, they've really changed in the last few years.
Definitely.
I mean, they looked like, they looked like marijuana places 5 years ago. Now
Right.
they look like banks.
Right, right. The whole look and feel has definitely changed with the infusion of capital that's come in from companies that are beginning to invest in cannabis in LA. But that's just window dressing on the outside. We still have this inside issue of what to do with the cash and getting bank accounts.
Now, you made a very profound statement before we came on the air where you said right now California is already about an $800 million per year market just in medical marijuana. And we're just a few weeks away from it becoming recreational legal. You said it could escalate to more than $2 billion in LA alone?
That's the estimate for LA. California is going to be a $7 billion market, and they're estimating that Los Angeles and surrounding areas will be $2 billion of that market.
So California will be the biggest market in the world. LA is the biggest city in California.
Right, exactly.
You're in the right place at the right time.
Well, that's exactly one of the reasons that we're bringing Nicole on our team is that we want to start in LA with our cryptocurrency payment system. So as you know, and I've told investors on the show before, we've spent the last 6 months developing our product. We plan on unveiling it, if you will, in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And we're going to start in LA because it is the biggest city, and it's going to be the biggest city in cannabis. And that's why Nicole's going to help us with introductions and help us get the product in.
And it's a tremendous innovation, but yet at the same time, it goes back to the roots of the company. You've been a payment company all this time.
That's correct. That's our expertise. So this is just perfect for us that we can use our expertise in the cryptocurrency to solve the banking problem at the dispensary. So we're really excited about getting this going in the LA area first.
Once again, the company is Single Point Incorporated, SING, and Nicole, Greg, fascinating story. I mean, I'm literally looking forward to hearing more and more about this as it develops over the next several weeks. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Don.
Have you heard the news? There's only one flat fee news distribution network on the market. It's called Access Wire, and it's exclusively from Issuer Direct. Any day, anytime, the Access Wire News Network can deliver your press release to more than 1,500 media outlets in 98 countries. Access Wire also delivers real-time engagement analytics. You will learn who read and shared your press release and more. Best news of all, getting started is easy. Visit accesswire.com and extend your company's news reach today.
Hi, we're back. Thanks for staying with us. I'm joined now by Mr. Don Smith. Don is Executive Vice President of Smart Cannabis Corporation. SCNA is their stock symbol. Don, always good to see you.
Good to see you.
And Greg Lambrecht, Single Point, you're still here.
I'm still here, thank you.
Now, I knew something was up when you were in California, but now that you're here with Don Smith, I think something else must be up. Why don't you tell us?
Well, you're exactly right. So I met Don on the show here a couple weeks ago, and he has an app. It's a seed to sale app for the growers, and we started collaborating, and we're doing a joint venture where we're going to be able to license that and sell it to growers. But more importantly, maybe, is we're also going to take that seed to sale app and incorporate the Bitcoin currency on that. So when we're selling this to a grower or other people, it's not only going to be a seed to sale, but it's also going to be a payment mechanism. So we're really excited about this joint venture together, and happy to tell you about it.
Well, Don, the growers that you're doing business with, I mean, I would assume they're facing the same problem that the dispensaries are facing with respect to how do they accept their payment.
They are, and they're facing it on a larger scale. Being in the greenhouse business, the first thing we did is we had to create an automation package because you're dealing with such a large inventory crop and you have security issues. And then we quickly determined the second phase of this is a track and trace program. You've got to, the state's going to require it, number one, but secondly, as a business person investing the kind of money they are in these smart automated greenhouse systems, you want to know what your inventory is in there, what your exact weights are, and trace that and track it all the way through the sale. And then you're typically selling 100 pounds at a time to a dispensary. So now we have a cultivator that may not be the best business person in the world, but they're a great cultivator, and now they have the problem, they have $150,000 of cash in their vehicle. So,
well, that's just what we were talking about in just a segment we just had before going to break, Greg, because in a dispensary, maybe you're dealing with a transaction, $150, $200.
Yeah.
Now with a grower, you're dealing, as Don said, $150,000, $200,000.
that's correct.
And as you said, it's in the floorboards of his pickup truck.
Right, and so it's a huge security risk, right? And so as we've collaborated on this together, so we have this this software application that we intend to roll out here in the first part of the year. And we have a pretty good extensive software base of knowledge in smart cannabis. And we're actually going to help Single Point integrate that in with the cryptocurrency system. And we believe that the cultivators and the dispensary owners and the testing labs will be some of the early adopters because of the large scale transactions they're doing.
And being able to market Greg's system or Single Point system is only going to help you in your business, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's a true joint venture.
Yeah.
We've got a multifaceted timeline here that may involve, complete cross investment between companies in the next stage. But right now, our focus would be we have growers, especially that have large cash amounts, who come and want to spend $300,000, $500,000 on greenhouses. So again, the cryptocurrency solution will give Smart Cannabis the ability to accept payment for greenhouses, and it solves that problem as well.
Well, this is really interesting, Greg, because let's face it, one transaction with a grower can equal 1,000 transactions in a dispensary.
Well, that's exactly right. So Single Point is interested and is really focused on California because it's such a big state. We know what's going to happen. So when I met Dawn and found out about their seed to sale app that they already have, and then we were able to put together a joint venture. I mean, this is really exciting. We hope to get all the growers and all the distributors and all the manufacturers to use our app and our Bitcoin cryptocurrency. So we probably see that happening before the dispensaries start to use this.
Well, we had Nicole on with us a few moments
Yes.
ago, and she mentioned that California was going to be something like a $2 billion market once they go recreational in January. So having a piece of these transactions, both from the grower perspective and a dispensary perspective, I mean, that's how your company earns revenue, is getting a little percentage of these transactions as they go from Bitcoin to regular currency, right?
Well, that's correct. And not only that, if you go to our singleseed.com site, we're trying to sell the pick and shovels to the dispensaries or the growers. So whether they want text message marketing, whether they want payments, whether they want seed to sale app, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to give them all the products that they need to successfully run their business.
Well, Don, you've said before on the program that you have no trouble selling these greenhouses. You're almost in a sold-out situation every time you come and talk to us.
We are.
But this just offers you yet another aspect to offer to your clients, to your customers, that continually separates you from the competition.
Absolutely. I mean, we want to be a leader, and we want to do what we say we're going to do. And so far, we've done that, right? We've had a very profitable year, and in fact, half of next year's already sold out.
Wow.
It's going to be a very exciting 2018. So teaming up with Single Point and meeting Greg and being a part of this cryptocurrency is really, really going to bring big business for our company, because now we're solving yet another problem, which is large amounts of cash. It's a huge security problem.
But one of the best ways to increase business is to sell to people you're already doing business with. You're in a sold-out situation through the middle of next year, but you can go back to these people now with their system and sell them something else.
That's correct. Yes, there are over 40 greenhouse systems already installed from Smart Cannabis, and at least 15 large-scale licensed cultivators. And these people are literally transacting on millions of dollars of product right now.
Greg, did you ever think this would get so big?
Well, the exciting thing about it is we came out about 2.5 years ago, talking about Bitcoin. The problem was it just wasn't there yet.
Right.
Now, as everybody knows, everybody knows about Bitcoin, so now it's time to capitalize on it.
Again, two companies side by side, Single Point Incorporated, SING, Smart Cannabis Corporation, SCNA. Gentlemen, congratulations on the JV. I'm looking forward to great things from you.
Thank you very much. We are too.
Yeah, thank you, and we're really excited to enter the California market in a huge way.
And joining us on the phone now is Mr. Tom Djokovic. Tom is the CEO of XNX Incorporated. XSNX is their stock symbol. Tom, welcome back to the program.
Oh, as always, Don, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here. I wanted to get you on the phone and get your take on the press release I saw you put out this week. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
Oh, well, Don, it's pretty exciting. You know, we moved into including energy storage earlier this year, and we've installed energy storage systems. We've seen how well they work, especially when you pair them with solar, and just the kind of added savings that you can provide customers, essentially, you know, expanding the power of the sun from just sunrise to sunset to 24 hours a day, and it really has a substantial influence on customers' utility bill and reductions. And so now at the end of the year, our battery vendor, and along with a company called Jelly, which makes the best energy storage system management software on the planet, came together and are really giving us a great year-end special. So from now through the end of the year, we're able to offer energy storage systems at quite a few $1,000s below our normal cost, which is with this software from Jelly, which is really a substantial value. And so we've been looking forward to marketing that to new and our existing customers.
So when you have a solar installation, whether it be a carport or a truck port or even on the roof of a commercial building, and the energy that they're generating during the day when the sun is shining, whatever the building is not using goes into energy storage, into the storage batteries?
Exactly. That's what's beauty about these modern systems. The software is able to monitor total building power consumption. At the same time, it knows how much power the solar is producing, and it can take those times to charge and store that energy for use later. And it's really a fabulous process. I mean, it works in the background. It's seamless. There's really nothing you have to do. And if energy rates change, you can update that in the system. So if the utility changes how it wants to charge you, you could add those new charge profiles to the system, and it'll kind of relearn its whole process and develop new ways to save you money under these new utility rate tariffs. So it's really an incredible, very, very valuable investment. So we're marketing it very strongly to, like I said, existing and new customers.
Sounds to me like your sales pitch to commercial accounts is getting easier and easier as it goes along.
Well, you know, there's still a little bit of a learning curve for customers in terms of, you know, being able to wrap their brain around the concept of essentially producing their own power or kind of prepaying for electricity at you know, fractions of what they, you know, several 100% less than what they're currently paying. But other than that, yes, it's getting much easier.
Once again, X and X Incorporated, XS and X is their stock symbol. Tom, congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Don. Bye-bye.
Well, a lot of people were concerned that President Trump would get us into a war. They just didn't know it was going to be with CNN. We're going to talk about that in this week's Money Wrap radio program. To find a radio station near you or just listen online, visit us at moneywrap.com. Call us right now toll free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449. For free information about our featured guests, when you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is free. It's an email publication, so we will need your email address. And again, the newsletter is free, as is the telephone call, 888-259-4449. Visit us at moneytv.net. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's our program this week. As always, we'll be back next week. Thanks so much for joining us.